Okay, good. Welcome everyone to the presentation today by Dr. Sanjay Kumar Swain. His title is really interesting. It is Impact of Climate Change and Biotic Interference, Creating Hurdles on Successful Mass Nesting of Olive Ridley Turtles, and Mitigating Measures being undertaken by Forest Department in Odisha. So currently, Dr. Swain is working as the Regional Chief Conservator of Forests in Berhampur since 2023. He is a 2000 graduate from College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology. He did his MTech in Aquacultural Engineering from IIT Kharagpur in 2002. And then he pursued his PhD from Viswabharti Santiniketan, West Bengal in 2021, studying the impact of climate change on Similipal Tiger Reserve. He has a lot of accolades, which I don't want to discuss now, but the most interesting one is he joined the Indian Forest Service in 2009, and I'm hoping that he will show the pathway to our current or future students in how he achieved that the Forest Service job, and how he landed upon that, and what is the career pathway. But first, we want to listen to his talk, and then later on, during the engagement period, we will listen to his career pathway. With that, I request Dr. Sanjay Swain to begin his talk today. Thank you.
Sir, whether my presentation is visible?
No. Try again, please.
Share.
Okay, sir, I'm doing that.
There is a arrow, green arrow, or some arrow at the bottom of the screen. You click on that first.
Yes, sir, I'm doing that.
Okay. And during the presentation, I will request everyone to please mute yourself so that there is no disturbance. And after half an hour, we'll get into the engagement phase where you can ask him questions or get engaged with others.
Desktop.
So the way you do it is you open your presentation on desktop and then click the share screen.
Yes,
link.
yes, sir. I am doing that, sir.
Okay.
Dr. Sanjay, are you using MacBook or your desktop?
I am using my laptop, Apple laptop.
Then you have to give permission. Otherwise, it will not open.
He is co-host. He has been given a permission. He is the co-host. Yeah. Now we see it.
Continue.
No, we lost you.
Some whiteboard got opened. It's not his presentation. So I think he has to.
You have to close the whiteboard. You have to close the whiteboard. Just leave it. Yeah.
Sir, just yeah.
Sure. Take your time. Okay.
Sir, my voice, my presentation is visible?
Yes.
Yes,
You are audible also. Please start.
Okay. So, Jai Jagannath, Namaskar, sirs, ma'ams, and my friends. So, I welcome you all to my presentation, impacts of I welcome you all to my presentation, impacts of climate change and biotic interference, creating hurdles on successful mass nesting of olive reedle turtles and mitigating measures being undertaken by Forest Department in Odisha. So, sir has already given my introduction, so I need not give my introduction again. Next page,
Sanjay, you share the screen. Don't share the window. You share the screen.
Yes, I share the screen. I'm sharing the screen.
We got the next slide. Please continue.
Please continue. Kotupur baat na koti jao.
Sanjay, please continue. Let it be there.
Just 1 minute, please, sir.
Sanjay, percentage view ta tikke kamei diyo sabu sera tolgo asjibo tome dekhi paribo. Percentage view ta tikke kamei diyo ta problem heichi.
Percentage ta. Sir, as I was telling, olive reedle turtle, that is Lepidoche lysoliviaceae, is a rare and critically endangered species that is enlisted as Schedule 1 species in Wildlife Conservation Act 1972. This species find a very important position in biodiversity conservation. Generally, we see, first I want to say what is mass nesting of olive ridley turtles. This is the movement of olive ridley towards the sea coast for nesting purpose and laying their eggs. The olive ridley turtle, it is not just an ordinary turtle, rather it is a very rare and endangered species found in Odisha coast at Rourkela River Rockery and Devi River Basin. In addition to Odisha, which is a major ground for mass nesting, we also find it in other coasts like coast of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka in small numbers, and in other countries like Mexico and Costa Rica. So the mass nesting of our turtles plays a very important role for the biodiversity conservation, and it has a significant meaning for the zoologist, environmentalist, and other people doing research on the biodiversity. So usually mass nesting of a sea turtle, it happens during the month of February to March every year in Rourkela Rockery, but sometimes because of a frequent and unexpected rainfall during March that we witnessed during last March to May, that leads to increase of water and soil moisture in the sandy beach and does not favor the sea turtle for making their nests. Most of the time, the cloudy weather and uneven wind flow is unfavorable. Flood water flow in Rourkela river mouth, that is near Berhampur in Ganjam district, and soil erosion thereof adversely affect the sea beach profile and don't provide conducive environment for sea turtle for the purpose of a mass nesting. Coming to the next one, the nesting of a sea turtle is the biological phenomena regulated by the nature and the climatic factor of this zone every year. Other parameters like beach condition, cleanliness, protection measures undertaken at the site of a mass nesting, that is called as the inviolate area, to provide very conducive environment for the turtles. Turtle protection and management have been well organized by Forest Department with active participation of the Navy, the Naval Department, the Coast Guard, District Administration, the District Police, Geological Survey of India, environmentalists, local non-government organizations, people's representatives, among others. So, being a professional from the department, we enforce regular sea patrolling, frequent beach cleaning, fencing along the beach to protect this marine animal, that is the olive ridley turtle, from biotic interference and to restrict the predators during nesting. Coming to the next slide. Generally, during February to May this year, 2024, mass nesting of the olive ridley turtles did not happen. What we witnessed only the sporadic nesting. That means the nesting of the turtles in very small numbers that we have witnessed, very small number because of some conditions that I will explain in detail little later. But what we observed, we found high density mating of a sea turtle that happened in the sea water during December, January 2023. So, Coming to the next slide, these are the protection measures we undertake in Berhampur circle, particularly in Berhampur Forest Division. I will also show some of the examples from Rajnagar Division, that is in Kendrapada district, because these are the two major sites as far as the mass nesting is concerned. We, my staff, perform very strong patrolling inside the deep sea. We usually enter up to 10 kilometers inside the sea, that is Bay of Bengal, from the Berhampur coast, that is the Purunabandha Podompeta coast. So this is the some of the pictures. We enforce it so that the fishermen and the other mechanized trawlers, mechanized boats, and other unauthorized person can't enter into the ship. Into the sea, I'm sorry, into the sea. So we enforce those who break the rule. We enforce and we go for seizure. This is an example of we had seized the one fishing trawler was seized by Kholikot range staff in Ruchikulia Rockery for doing mechanized fishing in Ban area. Also, 465 kg of a fish was recovered and 6 crew members were detained. So coming to the next slide, what happened? Sometimes we face difficulties in the mass nesting of the turtles because of the very erratic behavior of the tides. So this is the figure of the coastal erosion that we had faced during 2024. The earlier sand mass, like the shape of small islands, that was eroded during the month of January to May. So the turtles, they did not find sufficient place to go for laying the eggs in the process of a mass nesting. So coming to the next slide, these are some of the pictures of the coast from the Berhampur coastal side, and I have covered the picture from 4 nearby villages adjoining the sea. Coming to the next one, these are some of the pictures. We have collected some of the hatchlings of the turtle. Then the right hand side lower picture, it is just a hatchling of a turtle that is coming out of the egg. Very interesting picture. So we care them. We go for fencing. We provide all protection so that the predators can't enter into the inviolate area. The beach that is about 5 kilometers. The whole stretch covers 5 kilometers along the sea coast. So we provide utmost precaution so that no untoward incident happen to the endangered species, that is the olive ridley turtle. Coming to the next slide, this is the picture how erosion happens. This is very erratic behavior that we observe since last 6 to 8 months. The erosion has almost eroded the sand from the coast. Coming to the next slide, these are the pictures of mass nesting. The turtles, these are very rare species, very rare occurrence, I will say, in the world. I have given the picture, some from the Berhampur coast and some from the Rajnagar, that is Kendrapada, Gahir Matha, Bhitarkanika coast. I have given the pictures. The turtles are very big in size. Their size sometimes also exceeds 60 kg even. And when they go for nesting, really that is a very rare sighting. And I will show how they go for laying the eggs. Coming to the next slide, this is the mass nesting that had happened in Berhampur Forest Division during the period 2013-14 to 2022-23. During 13-14, the figure was only 59,880. Then it increased to 3 lakh something, then 3.7 lakh. Then during 22-23, I mean during February-March 2023, the figure reached at point of 6.37 lakh. As I was explaining just a few minutes back, during 2024 nesting season, we did not get mass nesting. Rather, we got only sporadic nesting. I mean, the occasional nesting of the turtles. These are the figures of a sporadic nesting, the occasional nesting that generally happened before the mass nesting. During 13-14, we had witnessed only 31 sporadic nests, and that increased 485, then 712, then no. Then during 22-23, we had witnessed about 20,000, and during 23-24, I mean this year, we witnessed only 1996 nests. The turtles, they had given their eggs. So coming to the next one, how impact of a climate change on mass nesting of a turtle? What is the impact? Why no mass nesting happened during this year? What is the impact of a climate change? Generally, what we see, the southern wind over the region favors the movement of the turtles to the coast for nesting on a sand mass. जोटा को आमे साधारणतः कहू जे जदि से एरिया रे दक्षिणी पवन न बहुची जनरली टर्टल माने डीप सी रु से माने कोस्ट आड़ को प्रायतः आसंती नाही ए जो दक्षिणी पवन टा से मान को प्रायतः टाणी आने बहुत दूर रु टुवर्ड्स कोस्ट तेणु एटा ए वर्ष हेई पाला नाही मु कहबी इट इज ए सिम्पटम्स ऑफ द क्लाइमेट चेंज then the weather should be mostly dry during February to May for favorable nesting. The tidal action hitting the coast should not be very erratic in nature. जोटा एई वर्ष हेइची very erratic हेइची पूरा लैंड मास इरोजन हेइ जाइची तेनु सेइति बा एटा एई वर्ष ताको पय गोटे सुइटेबल जागा मिललानी से मानथु. Then the sand masses created at the coast should not be eroded frequently. Hot summer days with dry nights favor the process of a mass nesting significantly. Generally, what we observe, the sea water temperature should be in the range of 27 to 29 degrees centigrade. The salinity of water should be in the range of 30 to 35 parts per thousand. That is very favorable condition for the mass nesting purpose. And also the sand temperature at the coast should be in the range of around 30 degree. If the temperature on the sand increases, we have seen the chances of female hatchlings becomes more. I mean, the female hatchlings come out in more number when the temperature increases. Then coming to the next one, this is a picture how one turtle digging up the sand with its flaps. So when the sand becomes compact due to rainfall at regular intervals, then the turtle faces lots of difficulty in opening up the sand. Because the sand becomes compact and very wet. So this is one of the picture how one turtle doing its job in opening up the sand. Please see it. This is Then coming to other picture, how a turtle is laying its eggs. So this is very clear how the moisture content in the sand mass plays a very important role in opening up the sand mass and laying of the eggs subsequently. Coming to the next one, what exactly went wrong during 2024? Almost no mass nesting. As I was explaining just a few minutes back, the region of a mass nesting received frequent rainfall during February to March 2024, making sand wet and very compact. Turtles found it difficult to open up the wet and compact sand for laying the eggs. The locality of a mass nesting did not receive southern wind properly. Some of the established sand masses, I mean small islands, where nesting generally happens, got eroded suddenly due to erratic tidal action. The newly created sand masses are smaller in size that could not provide sufficient space for lakhs of turtles for nesting. Then coming to the next one, coming to the mass nesting at Bhitarkanika. How the Bhitarkanika in Kendrapada district, how it happens. Earlier, it was happening at a Gahirmatha, Kendrapada in Kendrapada district, the Dhamra River Basin. The Dhamra River Basin is nothing but the confluence of two major rivers, that is Baitarani River Basin, Baitarani and Brahmani, and Devi River Mouth, Dhamra River Mouth, among others. But in a due course, I will also tell this is a phenomenon of a climate change here. The landmass got eroded under the influence of tides. Now the mass nesting is happening at Wheeler Islands, that is popularly known as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Islands. Coming to the next slide, these are the figures from Kendrapada Radhanagar Forest Division. During 2015, the number of nesting figure was 4,13,334. Numbers of turtles had given their eggs, and that sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing. And last year, the picture was 3,01,157. But we in Berhampur division, we did not get almost no mass nesting last year. But Kendrapada, they got 3 lakh, above 3 lakh turtles participated in the mass nesting. And the right side column shows number of dead turtles. Then coming to the next one, these are the number of turtle hatchlings emerged. These are the figures from 2018, that is 30,39,488. In 2022, it is 2,05,27,360. In 2023, it is 2,19,62,476. And during 2024, only 1,20,000. It is the influence of a climate change. So that witnessed the so many casualties among the hatchlings. So being in the forest department, what action we are taking? Generally, the whole stretch of the beach, about 5 kilometers, has been declared as inviolate area. Vehicular movement is well regulated from the national highway up to the coast, about 6 kilometers. No vehicles will be allowed for its movement. Wildlife demands wilderness. This is a very basic feature among the wildlife. So movement of the people along the coast, mass nesting is strictly prohibited. No movement of a mechanized boats, trawlers, and other fishing gears over a period of 7 months from November to May in the sea, the zone of mating or movement of the turtle. So definitely one question will arise, if the fishing will not be allowed, how the fishermen will sustain their life? From the government of Odisha, we provide the compensation to the fishermen during the period of no fishing activity. So we make proper coordination with naval wing, with the Coast Guard, with the district administration, fishery department, department of tribal affairs, district police, and the local people's representative, among many others. All the nearby street lights are even made switched off over a radius of 5 kilometers to create a favorable condition for mass nesting. Because when we will go for bright lights and other movement of the vehicles, the mass nesting will not happen in proper way, and the turtles will go back to the deep sea. All the activities are supervised by the forest administration, like the Divisional Forest Officer, Regional Chief Conservator of Forest, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife, and Chief Wildlife Warden in Odisha. So regular updates are given to the local and national media as well. So one interesting thing I want to share here, we use technology. We go for a geotagging of some of the turtles. But during 2023, we had geotagged one turtle from Berhampur coast, and after 8 months, that particular turtle rescued at the coast of Sri Lanka. Very interesting. And we are going for geotagging. We are maintaining proper coordination with the Zoological Survey of India and other organizations of the Government of India and state government to make the things systematically and technologically very sound. Coming to the next one, just before that, I want to share one more thing, that is, generally, this mass nesting, it takes place for about 10 days. And what we have seen, generally it happens from Amavasya to Saptami and Dwadoshi to Amavasya over a period of last 5 years that we have seen. So this is all from my side about from the mass nesting. So I welcome you all for any suggestions, any advice, any remarks, and I will try to answer to your queries or questions. So please, sir.
Well, thank you, Dr. Swain. This was
Yes,
an interesting and different type of talk for an agricultural engineering crowd, but it was well received and with a lot of data and other stuff. I have two basic questions. Let me start. One is that if you are experienced, first of all, from the data that I see, I don't really see the impact of climate change yet. Okay, I will put it that way. You have just seen 1 year, 2024, where there was a difference, but it was increasing from well over 2015 through 2023, the nesting activities. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. That's my observation. But why, if the tide is a cause, and yes, we see erratic tide behaviors throughout the world because of Arctic Ocean, depletion of the ice level in the Arctic Ocean. It's pushing water all throughout the other oceans, right? So basically, there is a big discrepancy between how the water used to circulate around the oceans previously versus now. If there are erratic tide behaviors, why aren't you considering tide breakers in the area where the nesting is? That's number one. Number two is, have you considered that the area near Gopalpur being in the army control, and they might be introducing contaminants into the ocean or into the sea, actually, Bay of Bengal, into the bay, unknowingly. I'm not saying they're knowingly doing that. Have you tested the contamination level that could be affecting migration of these turtles? So those are the two questions.
Yes, sir. We have tested the level of contamination because we are working directly with the Zoological Survey, with the scientists of the Zoological Survey of India, but we have not found any level of contamination. And the type of yes, the impact of climate change, definitely it has started, and such type of impact on the mass nesting of the turtles, it will continue. Because why I'm saying mass nesting? Because the erratic, the tidal behavior, the rainfall, particularly the rainfall pattern. We are getting the rainfall at frequent intervals, the flow of southern wind that was not there. And inside the deep sea also, I have personally entered into the deep sea up to 10 kilometers or still more. The behavior of the turtles also, it was different. They were coming, but they were again returning back into the deep sea. Also, the sand masses that was created, that was of a bigger height. So the turtles were finding much difficulty to climb up to lay their eggs. And also the other points like the temperature, the humidity, and the other factors that I was explaining, that we are regularly changing. It has been changing over a period of last 3 to 4 years. But during 2024, we found the significant result in terms of mass nesting. So the number of nests were just below 2,000 only. So definitely mass nesting, definitely the impact of climate change is there, not only at Berhampur coast, but also at Kendrapada coast. Similar type of occurrence also happened. It generally happens during the month of February to March maximum. But at Rajnagar, Kendrapada, it happened during late May. During this year, they also suffered from the impact of a climate change from Rajnagar. So these are the two major sites as far as the mass nesting is concerned. Even the site at Dhamra, they did not witness any nesting of the turtles. At near Bhadrak, they did not witness any nesting. So I can say with the data that this is the impact of a climate change.
Okay, thank you. Actually, Dr. Ramchandra Pradhan has raised his hand, and then there are a couple of questions in the chat. So let me first request Dr. Pradhan to ask the question.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Dr. Sanjay, actually, it is a very nice presentation. Actually, as a food scientist, though I don't know about this turtle and other thing, but I learned many things and some important words and some other things I learned. So it was very interesting also. Just for some my knowledge, just I want to ask you one query, Dr. Sanjay. So if you see the statistic, maybe 3-4 year statistic, the population of the turtle, is it going high or low? I mean, increasing or decreasing? If increasing why and decreasing why, and what is the impact of in our? Yeah,
it is. You see, last year we did not get any mass nesting, so it is expected that during next year the figure of our nests will go up significantly. But what I observe, sometimes it is a zigzag type. Sometimes it is increasing, then sometimes it is decreasing. Sometimes the number of hatchlings are the increasing. Sometimes it is decreasing. So it is just a very erratic and very zigzag in nature. So we are providing all protection for safe mass nesting, but despite of our best efforts, those numbers should go up, but that is not happening.
Okay, thank you, Dr. I learned many things actually. Thank you. So,
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next question I will, Rama, please wait, okay? Ramadas. Next question is from Prabhat Babu. Why death of turtle is 0 this year in 2024?
Sir, it is a death of a the death of a turtles. I mean, it is from Kendrapada.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for us.
Yes, coming to the you
come to that slide. There you have mentioned it is 0.
yes, it is the number of hatchlings. Number of hatchlings that came out. It is the figure is also very less. It is 3,01,157 only, and for other the no hatchling even did not come. So yeah, in that case, maybe it is due to the protection measures taken by the department. They protected the eggs from the predators like the jackal, dogs, and other predators, those who eat away the eggs. For that reason, the number of dead turtles that has been reported from the field, it is 0.
Good. Prabhat Babu, good, or any follow-up? Okay.
He's
So
telling it is 0, so why shall we tell?
Well, he gave his cause. He gave the cause.
This is
right?
this is the actual picture, and they might have died inside the deep sea, but that will not come into the picture. That we can't notice. But when the hatchlings move from the coast to the sea, it is recorded the figure is 0.
Okay, thank you. The next question before we go to Dr. Ramadas is from Dr. P.K. Mishra. Which department is in charge of controlling coastal erosion in Odisha?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Swain, for
Yes, sir.
showing us very interesting fact and good pictures and video.
Rama, hey, Rama, just 1 second. Let him finish answering that question. Then we'll come to you, please. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. P.K. Mishra's question is, which department is in charge of controlling coastal erosion in Odisha? Just a quick answer, Dr. Swain.
Yes, sir. To check the coastal erosion, the forest department, we are responsible for that. We are going for massive plantation in the form of mangroves and other plantations like jhaung and other plants. And we have become successful, and it is our very much privilege, and I am happy to say here that Odisha has got maximum forest under mangrove in the whole country over last 10 years time.
And it is increasing, yes.
So we are responsible for that.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll go to Dr. Ramadas. Yes.
Dr. Swain, nice presentation, good video, and interesting photo.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I'm lucky enough to visit that Aquacultural Nasi of Rajnagar.
Yes.
And I have seen those holes where the eggs and other things are laid. But my question is, what is the speciality or characters of that particular area? That is a hardly 3-4 kilometers area. So that is attracting the turtles, not other place. Similarly, also the Rourkela of Berhampur. So why the turtles are attracted only to those areas, not other places?
Sir, from my practical experience, what I have seen, it depends on what I was describing. The soil, the sand conditions should be favorable so that the turtles can dig up the soil, sand. The moisture content should be very favorable. Otherwise, it will be very compact and they can't open up the sand. And the very important point is that if the sand mass will be of a bigger height, then the turtles can't climb to that sand mass for laying their eggs. So if they can't climb up to that level, then sir, they will not go there. Rather, they will return back to the sea again. So, and also, they are very intelligent animals. What I will say. तो सर द जीवे दया यही न्याय रे सर आमे प्रोटेक्शन मेजर को बहुत भलो भाबे रखिया पई चेष्टा करिचु we enforce on the patrolling activities. We have put our best effort to make the area inviolate. So due to the favorable physiographic conditions and also the factors of made by the department itself, I believe they have chosen those sites for mass nesting.
Related to that, I have another ancillary question, that if
Please,
the
sir.
turtles are not attracted to Aquacultural of or say Berhampur, are they going to some other place for nesting, or are they not nesting at all?
Yes, sir. Sir, this is really a very beautiful question. Sir,
That is a biological need of that turtle. So
yes,
if they are not
yes,
nesting
sir.
in this place, are they going to some other different place?
Sir, some of the turtles are going to some other places, and many of the turtles, they are laying their eggs inside the sea itself.
Oh, inside the sea.
But sir, Odisha is a major coast for mass nesting of the turtles. There is no other coast that has this much importance as compared to the Odisha coast.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Das, for your question. We'll move on to Dr. Sanjay Pradhan. Dr. Pradhan? Dr. Sanjay Pradhan, are you there? Okay. Next is Dr. Dr. R.C. Das.
Sir, I have asked the question. I have already asked the
Sir,
question.
can I ask a question now? Sir,
Just 1 second. Kalpana, just 1 second, okay? We have Dr. Das has posed a question, or who has asked the question? Sanjay Pradhan? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Myself, Sanjay Pradhan. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question, please.
Dr. Swain, sir, it is a very nice presentation and the nice information regarding behavior and wildlife diversity and the environmental condition the Odisha providing for the mass nesting of this olive-related turtles. And my one question, there are so many factors that will affect the mass nesting of this olive ridley. And climate change is the main factor, and the erosion, the coastal erosion due to the high tide. These are the main two reasons what I perceive from this presentation.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct, Mr. Pradhan.
Ji, sir. Then actually one thing, the climate change it is not in our hand, and we cannot control this climate change. But one thing we can control the erosion of this coastal erosion. And previously I was in Gujarat in Arabian Sea coast, and the government of Gujarat taken so many measures to reduce this coastal erosion by placing the bondage, your the concrete structures are being placed, and जोटा हमर कहते हमर पत्थर बंध बड़ पत्थर बंध, then they are placed this the two measures are being taken. Whether this is possible in Odisha to prevent the coastal erosion?
Yes, already I have answered this question.
Sir, you have just mentioned we are just mass plantation of this mangrove forest, but it will take time for this creation of this mangrove forest along the coast guard. But it is an immediate measure. We can place this concrete, just like Juhu beach, in Dandi beach also they are placed this concrete structures.
Yes. Sand packing is the stone packing is another option. We can go for checking the soil erosion. But the point is that it is not about because the length of the coast is very large. So yeah, we have to put maximum importance on the plantation so that we will get respite from the coastal erosion as well as from the climatic disasters like tsunami and all. So the going for stone packing along the vast stretch of sea, I think it is not very much possible. It is really a difficult work. But the point is that the sand mass, the land mass that is being created due to tidal action, that should not be very high. If it is very high, the turtles can't climb up to that point for the mass nesting. Because this is a very rare occurrence in the state of Odisha. I think we are very much lucky in the department for that purpose.
Swain sir, my another concern, whether is any data which are the most prone coastal area which is more prone to the tidal erosion, and if we identify the most vulnerable regions of this Odisha coast, then only that region can be prevented with this bunding. This is, I am talking about the short term of the immediate measures.
Yes, yes, I understand your point. The point is that most of the coasts are very prone to erosion, but despite of that, we have covered some coasts and we have gone for plantation of the mangroves and other plantations like acacia, eucalyptus, and other things along the coast. So we are covering, and really it is a difficult task. And we are achieving one target after the other. But if we will consider the mass nesting of the olive ridley turtles, that has become an international incident. It has international significance. We should cover the coasts of Berhampur, coasts of Rajnagar, that is the Dhamra coast, the coast of Bhitarkanika and others at first instance.
Ji. Thank you, sir. And in this forum, I just want to suggest something, because this is a wildlife conservation, and this is not the problem lies with the forest department. It is a mass issue, and each and every department must be concerned about this problem, whether there is a decreasing trend in their nesting. So it is my request from this platform to all the dignitaries or any department or any other government agency, though it is a collective responsibility of all the departments, not only the responsibility of the forest department. The revenue department should be there.
It is a very nice thing. But actually, ଆମେ ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ଭାବୁଛେ ଯେ it is a minor କଇଁଛ ଗୋଟେ, it is just a ordinary turtle. What is its conservation? What is its significance? Actually, from the first line of my talk, I have told you that this is not a minor turtle. This has got very significance as far as biodiversity conservation is considered. This is seen in few coasts across the globe. Odisha coast, Mexico coast, Costa Rica coast, and few others only. So its conservation is very much important, and it should cover not only the national media but also the international media as well.
Thank you. So you have also answered Mahendra Mahanti's question. So I'm hoping that he doesn't have to ask you again. What are the other places besides? What are the other places besides Odisha? Next, we'll move to Kalpana Raiguru. She had a question, and then we'll move on to others. Kalpana, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Sanjay, few months back, about 4 to 5 months back, I remember, you may correct me, that Geological Survey of India, Pune, they had surveyed, and they are finding some documentary, I think I watched in news, that the nesting ground of Odisha is shifting by about towards north direction. That means about 15, 20 or some kilometers towards north. In one of your slide also we saw that you are saying that from Ganjam to now Gahirmatha was very popular. Now that Dr. Kalam beach also there it has the nesting has started happening like that you said. So suppose I apprehend that if it moves, if the ground nesting ground is shifted towards north direction, is there any possibility that it will continue to move and then Odisha totally loses the beach for nesting?
Dr.
Sanjay,
Swain,
you have to
are you
unmute.
responding? You are muted. Dr. Swain, you are muted.
Sir, actually there was some problem with my internet.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
sir, I am now available. Sir, I am sorry,
Okay.
there was some problem.
Okay.
Please, sir.
Can you please respond to Kalpana?
Yes, ma'am. Please again, ma'am.
Acha. What I am saying that few months back we were going through a documentary news that Geological Survey of India, they had given one report. You might be aware of that the nesting ground is getting shifted towards north about 15 to 20 kilometers or some number they had given. And in one of your slide also we saw that it is moving from south to Gahirmatha. Gahirmatha was there, and then now Dr. Kalam beach also it is happening, that coast, that Baliswar. So if it is a continuous process due to climate change or whatever erosion, then it may is it possible that we totally Odisha loses that particular aspect of nesting maybe in some coming years, or what is your view on this? Or can
exactly, ma'am. Yes, we can say that during this year, during 2024, we did not get any mass nesting at Berhampur coast. But this year, the coast of Gahirmatha or Dhamra, they witnessed in smaller number. But considering the figures of 1 year, we can conclude that it is being shifted towards the north. What I personally see in Berhampur coast, it is being shifted something 1 kilometer or something 2 kilometer maybe towards north, but not beyond that. But not beyond that. So we have to wait to conclude that it is being shifted towards the north. But yes, definitely, the Dhamra coast is getting the rare incident very frequently.
Acha. That's why maybe some report they gave. Okay. I think we'll have to take some years and then predict.
Yes, ma'am. We have to wait for some more time to see how the sea is behaving, because personally I have seen over a period of the last 1.5 years, many sand masses have got eroded. Some other smaller sand masses are being developed due to the tidal action. I have seen it from my own experience. I have seen it.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Swain. There is a question from Dr. P.K. Mishra, 1978 batch. Any study on climate variables vis-a-vis nesting by any research wing? Are you aware of any?
Sir, the climatic variables, we are working with the Geological Survey of India, and we are in regular touch with each other. They are for study of the salinity condition, sea water condition, the condition. We are also working with the soil scientists. What should be the soil condition at the coast? How it is changing. We are doing that. We have started the work, and we are in the process of going into the depth of it.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to Arsidas. Arsidas, are you there?
Arsidas has already put his question. I think Sushant Patnaik is waiting for some time.
Oh, okay. Then we'll go to Sushant Bhai.
Dr. Sanjay, are you able to listen me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much.
My small question is, you told that you have geotagged one turtle in Berhampur, Rourkela coast, and you traced it in Sri Lankan coast.
Yes.
Did you tell that? So how do you do that? Actually, you put some chip-like thing inside the turtle and to monitor the movement of the turtle?
Yes, sir. We put one chip type of chip in its flap, and we do it with the help of the scientist of the Zoological Survey of India. Even this morning also I was talking to him. They are doing this job, putting a chip with the flap of the turtle, and we are finding its movement. Not only we have rescued it at Sri Lanka coast, but we have also rescued few others at the coast of Goa, then at the coast of Karnataka, Maharashtra, and others. Not only one we have rescued many others.
So every year, out of these lakhs of turtles, they are nesting in the coast. So you select some of them and put the chip and trace their movement.
We are putting chips with the flaps of about 1,000 or something more than that turtles. 1,000 maximum 2,000 number of turtles. We are putting the chips to study its behavior, where it is moving.
And monitor their movement, where they are going.
Yes, we are monitoring. And how will we monitor? We can monitor it in the deep sea when it is coming to a coast, maybe Sri Lanka or any other coast. Then only we see that one chip has been tagged with the turtle. From that we see that that chip has been tagged from the Odisha coast, from the Berhampur coast.
Okay, that's very interesting, and that's a very good monitoring system. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ganesh Padhi, you are next.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank you, Dr. Swain, for the amazing and informative presentation. Why this is slightly unusual for this group, but definitely very informative. Those pictures and videos were amazing. So my question to you is, for wildlife, problems across world, one of the major success measure for this is community involvement, whether there's tiger project in India or you pick up any wildlife project across. How you as the administration or the representative from the administration are involving community here to solve this problem?
Yeah, Ganesh, is a really very excellent question, I will tell, because community participation is the basic goal of my profession. We are involving the communities from the Bana Suraksha Samitis, eco-development committees, self-help groups, from all the neighboring villages, including from all the neighboring villages of the sea. They are coming. They are working as volunteers. They are restricting the movement of the vehicles. They are restricting the movement of the local people. And they are also restricting the movement of the predators like jackal, dogs, and other animals. So not only we are making networking with the community, but also we are doing a very good networking with the fishermen, because thousands of fishermen are dependent daily on the sea. Without going for fishing activities, definitely their livelihood will be hampered a lot. So we have done excellent networking with them, and as I have already discussed, the ban period is for 7 months in a year, from November to May. So, definitely agitation is very common to come up. So to tackle with the agitation, we from the government, we are providing compensation to them as per the negotiation we are doing. So they are happy, and sometimes when the compensation becomes low, they come to us, they discuss the issue with us, and we request the government to increase their compensation, and the government is very kind enough to increase their compensation so that their livelihood will not be hampered.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so before we go to Prabhat Babu, there are 3 questions on the chat, and I will quickly read those. From iPhone, I don't know the name. Nice presentation. Is climate change a temporary aberration? Number 1. Number 2 is methods like mulching could have helped to keep the soil compactness in control. Second question, and third is any other methods adopted or is the department exploring on these aspects?
Sir, what is the first question?
Is climate change a temporary aberration?
Sir,
that is no. That is no for sure.
That we can say because it is a regular phenomena what we observe, and what will happen next year also we don't know. Then coming to the second question, because the stretchness of the sea coast is quite long. We are treating a minimum of 5 kilometers of the coastal line. So mulching and we are getting regular tides. So mulching, we'll think on this, but I don't know how much we will be successful in mulching activity. That I am not very sure. And coming to the third one, we are getting regular rainfall during the last season from February to May. So actually our hands are tied to what to do against the frequent rainfall. And once when the sand becomes a little bit dry, then immediately that night we get rainfall. Then sand becomes wet and compact. I have already told the turtles are very intelligent animals. They smell everything. They know that the sand is very compact. If they will come, they can't open their digs. They can't open up the sand. They can't go for laying the eggs. So they even don't come at all.
Okay, thank you. The next question is by Mr. P. Pradhan from IIT Kharagpur. What will be the impact on other species, including humans, if sea turtles went extinct?
If we see, definitely it is in the zone of endangered. If we don't take a concrete steps, it will become critically endangered. Then definitely the other species will be affected in similar way. Particularly the aquatic animals, the sea animals will be very badly affected in this process.
No, actually, let me mention something here. The turtles are bottom feeders, and they actually clean the basement of the ocean. If they don't clean it, if they're extinct, then the sea gets more poisonous, seawater, and that can affect a lot of other things also. Is that something true?
Yeah, because why it is affected? It is due to the impact of a climate change, because many of the very senior foresters, many of the senior forest officials who have done lots of research on this, and all the other climate scientists, they have a very unanimous voice that definitely the impact of a climate change is there, that is impacting the mass nesting of the turtles. So I think we have to admit it that the climate change has the very significant effect on this. So
okay.
So we should do as many efforts as we can to mitigate the impacts of climate change.
Okay. Then the next question is from Dell. I don't know who the person is. Are you also measuring the coastal salinity and turbidity levels? if those are within the tolerance levels of the turtle?
Yes, I have already told it. Yeah, the Geological Survey of India, they are doing that. They have done the salinity. They are going for the salinity level measurement. Generally, the salinity level is okay. It is in the range of 32, 33, maximum 35 parts per thousand. And they are going for also the measuring the turbidity level. So there is no much change as far as the salinity or turbidity is concerned, but the impact of a climate change is always there.
Okay, thank you. Prabhat Babu, you are next.
I just want to give some clarification. Mr. Pradhan asked the question whether, like Marine Drive, we have concrete blocks to stop the sea ingression. In Odisha, we have already lost the area Satovaya, and there is sea erosion in Podompeta at Ganjam, in Ganjam district.
Yes, yes.
And
Yes,
we have contacted the professors of IIT Madras, and we installed geotube in the area of Gupti Rajnagar, but that failed miserably. So, and also in Nehur Banglo near Paradip, there we have put the concrete blocks to stop the sea erosion. That is for clarification only, nothing else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Biswajit, you are next.
Okay, actually, I don't have a question. This is more like an announcement that I wanted to make. So I think Devu, I will give the chance to Ashok Sinara first, and then I'll conclude
Okay.
this.
Okay, so Ashok Babu, you are next. Ashok Babu, are you there? Okay, I don't think he's there. Oh, Ashok Babu, are you there? No. Okay, so Biswajit, you make an
in that case, I'll just make an announcement that, of course, the next, the 21st tea talk will be on 26th of October by Dr. Prasant Mishra. But we will be having one special tea talk on 19th of October by Nikunja Das. Nikunja Das is, most of you know this, is involved in developing AI apps for in different fields. And on request of a lot of CAETians, he has agreed to demonstrate in his next on 19th of October the various AI apps that he has is put on trial right now. So that's the announcement I wanted to make. Please join in on 19th of October and then again on 26th of October.
Okay, it's 8:30 and I think we should wrap up. So thank you, Dr. Swain.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Oh, Ashok Babu, are we?
Hello.
Oh, Satyananda.
I am audible? Dr. Sanjay Kumar Swain.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Thank you.
I think Ashok
audible.
Yes,
I
you are.
Just one question,
And
please.
thank you,
First of all, it was
organizer, for such a nice
I am audible.
talk every month. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Ashok Babu, your quick question.
Can I? Are you audible? I am audible.
Yes, you are audible. Clear.
That was a nice presentation by and interesting topics by Dr. Swain. I want the two things. Are you aware of that national gas pipeline which is coming from up to Dhamra port from Jagdishpur, and it is India is looking after that because the industrial is also the domestic purpose also. Because I know from Haldia it will be going underground, and Adani has signed a 20 years agreement with GAIL. This is number one. Are you aware of this fact? And what will be the effect of your research study? And are you aware of that? And next question is IMPEDA. I was connected with IMPEDA. There is a Coastal Regulation Act. What is the situation and how you are dealing with it? That's all.
Sir, yes, thank you, sir. We are very much aware of this gas pipeline issue. And regarding, sir, what is the next question, sir? What is the second question, please?
I had been to Impeda and Kochi. Hello.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Impeda, you know that Marine Development Export Organization? Yes.
Yes, I have heard that.
At that time, I heard that there are 250 kilometers from the coastal side. It falls under the Coastal Regulation Act. And there is a urban and this thing. Who is the authority? You are the authority, so no dwelling purpose, 100 meters or some specifications are there. So you are controlling that. That's my administrative point of view. I'm asking this question.
Yes, yes. As per the regulations of the Coastal Regulatory Authority, we have taken all permission from the Coastal Regulatory Authority. Accordingly, we are entering into the sea because that comes within the jurisdiction of the Forest Division.
Ministry of Environment.
It comes within the purview of the Forest Environment and Climate Change Department. So we have taken all permission to enter into the sea, and rather we are going for the conservation of the wildlife. So being a professional from wildlife, forest and wildlife, so we are working on this, and this is all about the conservation of a very endangered species of olive ridley turtle. So we are doing as per the provision, as per the established rule of the state and established rule of the Government of India.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Your topics was interesting, quite attractive for me also at this age. Thank you. Debu, you can do the rest.
Thank you. So, Sushanda, you had a question?
Yes. Dr. Sanjay, you must be aware that there is one office, ICZMP, in operating in Odisha.
Integrated Coastal Zone Management Project.
Is it a project from Government of India?
Yes, Integrated Coastal Zone Management. It is under the Government of Odisha, but we are working on the funds received from Government of India, but it is under the control of the state government.
Okay, what is their work and what is your work to safeguard the coast?
Sir, they are working solely on the development of the coast. Development of the coast, how the coast will be developed, how the erosion
will be controlled,
how the erosion will be put at its least level, how the sea, how the coast will be regulated so that the other people, the intruders, may not enter into the sea. But as far as the wildlife issues are concerned, that is completely assigned to the professionals of the forest department. The ICZMP, they are doing the project work. They are doing the project work. They are doing the project work. They are receiving funds from the Government of India, from the state government, and also from outside the country also. Based on the project, they are also sometimes going for plantation of the mangrove forest, Hentala. They are also going for coastal development. They are doing all such works, but they have no role.
They are working in a project mode, but entire authority lies with your department.
Conservation board.
Because I am seeing that office since last 5-6 years. Actually, Manoj Man thile ଆମ ઉપર batch, do you remember? ସେ ଯୋଉ ICZMP ଯେତେବେଳେ ନୂଆ କରି office ଖୋଲିଲା ସେତେବେଳେ he was there deputed to that place for 1 year or so. ମୁଁ ସେଠି ଜାଣିଛି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିଥିଲି ତାଙ୍କର ଅଫିସ ଟା ମୁଁ ତାହେଲେ ଜାଣିପାରିନି ଯେ କଣ ସେମାନେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି।
They are just executing the projects.
Okay. Thank you.
So one more hand has been raised. Aurobindo Das, you have a question?
Yeah. Let me introduce myself. I mean, sir, I am a good friend of Dr. Sanjay Swain. He happens to be my close friend. We have studied in BJP +2 science. So my question, I mean, I have gone through, the entire presentation, maybe at the later stage, at the fag end of the discussions. But I have two pertinent questions to my friend. Dr. Swain, are you in a position to hear me out? I mean, is it audible? Am I audible
Yes,
to you?
yes, I am very much audible to you. Yes, yes.
Hi. Hi. Just two questions. My first question is like you must be aware of the fact that in Mumbai there is a little bit of environmental issue of builders and real estate developers getting into the salt can lakes and building apartments and real estate properties. Just to accommodate population, the rising population. So my direct question is there a very existential threat to maybe Odisha is a different case altogether. Do you see any real existential threat to the marine population in general, as far as Odisha is concerned, and Olive Ridley in particular? That is the first one. Second question is, what about the funding and all? I mean, is there any particular funding issue that you face? I mean, going further down the road, down the line, as far as the Olive Ridley project is concerned? Over to you.
Yes, coming to your first question, generally we don't find significant population of olive ridley turtles in Mumbai coast, and coming in general, the encroachment, the construction of apartments, houses, buildings, these are all encroachment into the sea, and definitely it will have a significant impact on the marine animals. And the marine animals will be affected a lot. Then
Right.
coming to the second question, in Odisha, for the research and development of the turtles, to go for conservation of the turtles, olive ridley turtles, I don't think funding is an issue. We got sufficient funds for this, so only we are working on this, and fund is never has become a constraint.
Do you have any overseas alignments like IDA or maybe World Bank or maybe IMF, which are also chipping in as far as the conservation and preservation
Not
efforts
yet.
are concerned?
Not yet in Odisha. Not yet. We have our funds is sufficient from state government or government of India. We have got sufficient funds.
Oh, that is being taken care of. Okay, thank you.
But
Thank
this
you.
is being monitored by international media as well.
Oh, I see. That's right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, let's wrap up. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay Swain, for your interesting and different type of talk to this audience. But it's interesting that you have chosen a career. I think one of our classmates was also in forest service, Lakshmi. He has retired. Now
Yes, sir. I know him, sir. He has taken retirement.
Right.
He got retirement from the level of a conservator. I mean, that is level 13A of the pay matrix.
Right, right. Yeah. So basically, what I'm suggesting is that because there is a and coastal, in coast, I can think of forest, but coastal issues and other stuff handled by agricultural engineers is new. So maybe it's my to Dean. I don't know how many students joined today. We were planning to kind of have a bit of discussion on your career path, but I would suggest to Dean S.K. Das to invite you sometimes over a Zoom or something, or if you are available to just walk into the college and talk to the students. That will be an alumni student and engagement, plus they will learn something from you. Okay,
Yes.
So I would suggest that, and thank you very much for the time and all this interesting discussion. That I mean, today was our peak number was 38, which was rare.
It's my pleasure,
means,
sir. It's my pleasure, sir,
yes.
because it's my day-to-day work. So I
Yes.
am now in a supervisory role after
Right.
getting promotion from the level of a divisional forest officer. So this is my a very proud privilege that it's my work. So I want to spread my work not only in the state but also outside.
We are very proud of you. We are very proud
Yes,
of you.
yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
38 attendance is quite appreciable.
Yes, it's the highest so far. Yes. Anyway.
Sir, I have also personally talked to some of my friends to attend this, sir.
That's fine.
We have already invited Dr. Swain to the college to have interaction with the student in the recent past.
Okay.
Once again, we will invite in the future also.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Thank you all and have a nice weekend. And
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.